Hey everybody, Dr. Jeannie here. So I just got off of a call with an amazing woman physician, and I wanted to share something that I've heard on her call and multiple other calls. So I know it's coming up a lot for you. And what she was saying is that all of her life, ever since she was a little girl, she's been very driven to set goals, and she's been really good at achieving them. But every time she achieves another goal, she looks up and realizes that she's not happy still. And so she sets another one and another one and another one, hoping, of course, that she'll be happy, she'll be fulfilled at some point. And this has been going on for years, decades, in fact, and she's starting to feel concerned, right? Like, I'm doing all the right things, I'm setting all these goals, I can't seem to get off this hamster wheel of being driven, right, to constantly set and achieve goals, and I'm still never happy. Like, what's going on? Is there something wrong with me? And so I wanted to speak to that today because I know a lot of women physicians feel the same. Many of us are very, of course, driven and achievement-oriented, goal-oriented, which I think is incredible in many ways. I'm a big proponent of setting goals, but here's what a lot of us may be getting wrong, and here's a shift that I want you to consider. The purpose of setting goals is not to achieve something that will then make you happy. The purpose of setting goals is not to achieve something that you believe will then make you happy. Now, you may know this, like cognitively, it may make sense or it may not, but without a doubt, the way that most human beings operate, the way that most of us operate is that we're setting these goals, believing that at the end of the rainbow, or when we hit that thing, that we're gonna feel better, right? We're gonna feel happy, we're gonna feel fulfilled, we're gonna feel secure, whatever the case may be. And this really sets us up for this cycle that my client finds herself on, right? Where you're kind of like constantly on this treadmill of goal setting and achievement, but never really achieving happiness or never. The reframe is that keep the goal, right? Set the goals, because goals are incredible tools to give you direction and motivation and push you towards something that you want to achieve. But recognize that the real beauty of a goal is not the attainment of the goal as much as it is the transformation in you that happens when you decide to put yourself in that vehicle. In the example of my client, let's say one goal that she has set for herself has to do with like finances, right? Making a certain amount of money in her year, right? As a physician. What she's really after, more important than the money though, is the security that she believes that money will bring her, the freedom, right? That money will bring to her. And when she puts herself in the mindset, right, of achieving the goal and hoping that money in the bank is going to create a sense of, again, fulfillment and security, and then comes up short, not from a financial standpoint, but from a feeling standpoint, it can be very discouraging. But when you approach goal setting from the standpoint of like, I'm doing this primarily to become the person who, fill in the blanks, then it becomes something that's really in your control and well worth your time and effort and an outcome, right, that you can be really proud of, right? So if in her case, she is setting a financial goal so that she becomes a person who is savvy with her money, who's confident around money, right? And then she's in the vehicle that has the goal, right, the financial goal, then at the end of that time, not only will she have that money in the bank, but she can be really out of becoming a different version of herself. Goal setting really, in my opinion, is really about exploring your potential as a human being. It's about putting yourself intentionally in a vehicle that will grow you to a different, higher version of yourself. It's about putting yourself in a vehicle that will challenge you so that you are able to come face to face with like your own limitations and mindset blocks and all of those things and work through them so that on the other side, you're a person with less limitations. You're a person who is more empowered. You're a person who is more skillful and more resourceful and all of those things. In my opinion, nothing better than becoming the version of you that you're really, really meant to be, the one that is limitless and unencumbered by fear and all of those kinds of things. And so to the woman I was speaking to today and to you, if this resonates, if you want to get off the hamster wheel. And by the way, this has a name. It's called like the hedonic treadmill. Researchers have shown, right, that achieving goals, external goals, don't bring lasting happiness. Some of the most famous studies were around like lottery winners, and it showed that like 18 months after winning a lottery, folks are no happier than people who never won the lottery at all. So that should tell you something, right? You probably know this, by the way, from your own life as a physician. At some point you thought that if you just like got into med school, and then if you just like passed med school and got your MD, your DO, and you just did residency, all of these things, like the end of that road, right, that you would find your pot of gold, which is like happiness, and you'd be happy forever. And most of us have come to realize that that's not necessarily the case. So if you want to get off that treadmill, right, that hedonic treadmill, understand that nothing is wrong with being goal-oriented. Nothing is wrong with setting goals and working to achieve them. It's actually a very powerful way to get you motivated and future-focused and hitting milestones in your life and moving things along. Disavow yourself of the idea that then you'll be happy like once you set the goal, and instead realize that once you hit that goal, or as you hit that goal, really like the journey and the gift that you're giving yourself by setting the goal is not just the attainment of the goal, but the person that you get to become in the process. Again, the person who is has less fear, the person who has explored even more of their potential, which is limitless, the person who has pushed themselves beyond their original limits and really become all that they were created to be. And again, that's worth setting the goal, and that's an outcome that you can look forward to, and one that keeps you off that hedonic treadmill. So if that resonates for you, let me know. I'd love to talk to you more about that if you're a woman physician who finds herself looking for happiness, looking for fulfillment, someone who's growth-minded, has achieved all their goals, but still feels out of reach, out of grasp. I'd love to help you create the life inside and out that gives you true lasting happiness and fulfillment, because you deserve that. Talk to you later. Bye.